Welcome back, Arcadians, to the 10 Pence Arcade Podcast 214. If you've got a pocket full of 10p's, then you're in the right place. Because this is the podcast for all your arcade goodness. And as always, my brilliant friend, Eggman, Shaun Holly. How you doing, mate?
You used to be Chucky Egg, didn't you? Yeah, you used to be Chucky Egg. Yeah.
I'm catching up, mate. I've got a lovely bit of baldness going on at the back of my head. So I'm catching up.
Oh, that's good news.
Give me another 10 years, I'll be there. We look the same.
That's good news, mate.
We look like the Mekons.
I'm glad. I'm very, very glad you're going bald. That's good. Good news.
Well,
sorry. Right, yes. Hello and welcome to 10 Pence Arcade Podcast. I am the. It's the northern branch. Northern end of the podcast. Do you know? I worked out how far we are away.
Did you?
Yeah. It's
what did you do that one evening?
Yeah. In fact, I might have done to Vic's house. I might have got it wrong. It's 262 miles, I think.
Wow, you could walk that.
Yeah.
Or run.
I might have got that wrong. Might be 162. Now you get down to Gloucester, don't you? That's 190, and then from Gloucester to yours, it's got to be another.
Yeah.
How long is that? Another 50 odd.
Yeah. You could always use a unicycle. Have you ever been on a unicycle?
No, but I've seen one, so that counts, doesn't it?
You could come and visit on that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the way it goes on this podcast.
Down the M6.
Humour.
Down the M6.
So bizarre. How you doing, mate? What you been up to?
I've been up to Lake Windermere.
Was it windy?
Yeah, it was.
Was it just lots of people farting?
On a boat ride. You're in a funny mood today, mate. It's good.
Well, I am in a funny mood because I've just been knocked over the head with a saucepan, literally.
Yeah.
Literally been knocked over the head with a saucepan. So I was in the garden about half an hour ago having a water fight with the kids, and I let Nell, Nush's daughter, she's only 10, I got her quite badly with the pistol, the water pistol. She filled up this cast iron saucepan from the kitchen, and I thought she was just going to lift it up and, drop it all on my head, the water. But she ended up dropping the whole saucepan on my head as well. Oh my God, I got this massive egg on my head, mate. So yeah, if things go a bit strange tonight, you know why. And I've had 2 fillings, so my mouth's all lopsided.
Oh God! So you'd be concussed and not be able to talk.
Yeah, so it's just going to be absolute gobbledygook tonight. But it normally is.
It's a great start.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm good, mate. What about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been to Lake Windermere in the lakes, obviously, on a boat trip in the Lake District. We went to Ambleside, Ray Castle and Brockhole. So it's a round journey, really nice. I was lathered, because I was on the top deck, I was lathered in sunblock, so I didn't get a sunburn. But a lovely day. It was cold, but it was a lovely day, a lovely view, a lovely meal at the end of it. Nice walk around like a knackered castle and that. And
any arcades on the boat?
No, nothing.
No.
Nothing. Disappointing.
Didn't you take anything with you? Like a little New Wave arcade? I would have taken a New Wave arcade machine with me, or quarter arcade, and just sat there playing that.
No arcade.
Well, you can see the view from Google Earth. You don't need to be on a boat to see the view, do you?
You can't get right down close to it.
Okay, so that was a nice trip, yeah.
And also, apart from that, I've been doing normal arcade things. Did I mention before playing them PC Engine shoot 'em ups? I might not have done.
How are you playing this on an original PC Engine, or have you got some sort of emulation?
It's just an emulation. It's on that retro bat that Stacey King put me onto.
Oh yeah.
So it's just one push. I can load up my screen. You can rotate the screen. I think I said that, but the shoot 'em ups are too big because it's a 32-inch screen. They're just too big. So I've left it, like we said, on a standard 32-inch. But PC Engine shmups, they're amazing. A lot of them have got auto fire and a variable speed. because Japanese, they love the auto fire and the variable speed of the ship. So that's amazing. I've played Superstar Soldiers, Gate of Thunder, Soldier Blade. That's all that kind of thing I've played. Gunhead, that's same as Blade. All massively decent shoot 'em ups. And I was looking for Musha as well, but it's actually on the Mega Drive. Musha LS is on the Genesis, so I'm playing that as well. So shoot 'em ups that I didn't play when I was young and I'm getting into now, they're so good. They start off because you're so powerful with your weapons. They start off boring because you're so powerful, and then you can sort of get better. It gets more interesting.
Yeah, I've got a PC Engine. I started a collection, but I haven't gone back to that for a while. I do love the PC Engine. It's a great little console.
It was ahead of its time, wasn't it? I think it had as 8-bit with a 16-bit graphics processor, something like that.
Well, yeah, it was probably ahead of its time, but we didn't know about it over here. I certainly didn't know anyone that had one.
No, I didn't see it.
No,
I didn't.
But yeah, it's definitely a cool little thing to have in the collection.
Yeah, I'm loving them shoot 'em ups. They're really good. Have you heard of the caravan mode? We might as well finish off.
Yeah.
You've heard of it?
I've heard of caravan mode, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's really like a time limited, score as many points as you can on the game. I think it started on the NES, with Wrecker.
That's right.
Wrecker 92.
Yeah.
You score as many points as you can in a time limit, and that's brilliant because it
was made for events, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think, but Wrecker, might have been Wrecker Carnival 1992 on the NES. If you played it on that, it's so good.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the Switch games have caravan mode.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Right. I'll just tell you where I've been, and then I'll shut up. Arcade Club Bury. Didn't mention this last time, did we? No, we didn't, did we?
You're always there, dude. You might as well move in.
3 or 4 times a year. These are the cabs. I played the pinballs. I love the pinballs, but the cabs I've played. Final Star Force. I think we could do that one. That's really good. And they've got Archie McLean's Drop Zone cab, their recreation. Now, is that... It looked to me like the SNES version. Was there an arcade version?
No, there was never an arcade version. Archer obviously developed the game, and I don't know if you remember, but I did do a video where we went, a bunch of us, to purchase a few of Archer's stuff, along with Chris Wilkins. He was kind of like, what do you say? I can't think of the word. But he dealt with a family. He knew Archer, and he came into a lot of Archer's stuff. And at the time, he loaned a lot of stuff to the museum, and then since got a lot of it back. And one of those cabinets was a converted... I can't even remember what cabinet it was now. It's not an original cabinet. It's a converted Defender or something like that he was going to make into a arcade version of Drop Zone. Now, what version of that, I don't know, because he ported it to loads of systems. It was on the Super Nintendo, it was on the NES, I think it was on the Amiga, it was on loads of different systems. So it never got an arcade release. And I think his goal, looking at the artwork of it, was going to be kind of like a multi-cab, where you could play all those different versions. I think. I'm not sure. But I think what you saw was probably running some sort of emulation inside, because there is no PCB. I think you can swap between. I think you can swap between the different ports. I think. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it since he's finished it, but I was there when we picked it up. But obviously it wasn't working. And since then he's got it working. So I don't know. So what did you play on it? Did you play the SNES version, the NES version?
It was quite polished, but I know the SNES version because I loved it. It had end-of-level bosses.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's
a cool game.
I never got to the end-of-level bosses on it, but it looked like the SNES, but it could have been another one. It could have been, it could have been another one.
Yeah. But it was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Also played Crimson Clover, which is a
Oh,
classic.
that's a good one.
Yeah, Danmaku, which is Japanese for bullet hell.
Yeah, that got released onto the Switch. I think it was about a year or two ago, and I think just recently announced they were going to make or produce a physical copy of that. So that would be cool because that is a fantastic arcade game that's only recently been ported to the console. It never got a console release before until recently. It's on the Switch. So it's a good game.
Yeah, it's a
Very good.
Nessica X live hardware. They had a lot of good games. And
Yeah.
I tried all these big, massive games, huge games, mate. But they want you to put your face in before you start driving. Have you seen them?
What you mean huge as in cab huge, or huge as in like open world?
No, cab huge. Would it be good? An open world Zelda in arcade?
Yeah, in a cab.
I'll just play it for 12 hours.
You mean like Luigi's Mansion big?
Yeah, like that. Yeah. There's some big ones I played. Jet Blaster, which is I think that was this water ski one. MotoGP. That's the one that once you've picture your face, the Mario Karts do it.
Yeah.
ATV Slam. One I quite like. I've played it before. Is Centipede Chaos, which is
I've played that.
Which is a take on Centipede. There's 3 sticks. There's 3 players. Yeah. It's very colourful. It's got maybe a little bit of the spirit of the original. The original creatures are in there, and that does have bosses. But it's meant to be is it a ticket dispenser or something like that? Yeah, redemption. That's the word, redemption. Videmption they call it, don't they? But it's just on free play. So I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And that ATV Slam. Yeah. So that's me at Arcade Club.
Nice. Did you do much of the top floor? Has that changed much?
No, it's much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went round there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've done a little walk around now.
Oh, have you? On your YouTube?
Yeah.
On the tubes?
I've done shorts. I've done 3-minute shorts on ground floor, which is the pinballs, the adults, and floor 1, 2, and 3. So I get a decent amount of views. And I've put the pictures onto Instantgrams. So that's good.
That's good,
mate. That's good. It's it good. Slap across the face. Okay, right. I was going to save this for Arcade News.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a podcast by They Create Worlds on the history of Donkey Kong.
Yeah, when was this released? Because I thought I was up to date with all their podcasts. Is this an old one?
Yeah, this is January.
Oh, okay. I think I did listen to this, yeah.
Yeah, Alex and Jeffrey from They Create Worlds find the truth about Donkey Kong, and this is how they've done it. There's more research now done. They've got more texts translated from the original Japanese documents. Gaming Alexandria Discord community. It's a massive online gaming research centre, really. It's amazing. So they all came together. Old interviews are now available, and they've found information from the Donkey Kong court case when Universal Pictures was trying to sue them because they used the name Kong.
Yeah.
And they still use the name Kong anyway. Right, there's a lot here, mate. I'll try and skip through it, but I was excited.
That's interesting.
Excited when I found about it. Right, verified facts. These are verified facts. New subsidiary Nintendo of America was created in 1980. The first job was to quickly create a game that to be installed in unsold radar scope machines. There's 2,000 unsold shells, even though it's sold well in Japan apparently.
Yeah, I know that.
So they thought was using their Popeye license and calling it Popeye's Beer Barrel Attack Game. So they already had something in like that. But the Popeye sprite was going to be too big for the radar scope hardware. Just too big, because you need like you need to get some detail in his head, Popeye, don't you? So they shelved that.
Well, they didn't have rights to Popeye. That's why they never got it straight away. Because Popeye is owned by King Syndicates.
Ah, yeah. See, that's false. They did have the rights. Yeah,
they did have the rights.
Yeah. That's another one where they've found out they did have the rights, but they didn't want to use it.
Okay.
They didn't want to use it on this Nintendo of America.
Right.
Yeah. So they got Popeye Sprite was going to be too big, so they wanted a game in this Donkey Kong was done in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
10 weeks. I wanted a game which was limited to one button, because on the Popeye hardware, there's going to have a lever where you pulled it down, and is it Bluetooth or someone fell from the top?
Yeah.
But the gorilla was always in the game. The gorilla was always in the game, even in Popeye. So they shelved Popeye, they changed Olive Oil, was changed to Pauline, Bluto was gone, the ape remained. So, the creation, I think he said, 10 weeks. This was Shigeru Miyamoto's first game design.
So can I just go back to the one button thing, because that's quite interesting. You say they needed 2 buttons for Popeye, but they only went with 1 in the end.
Yeah, they were going to create a lever or something where you pull it.
Right.
In a podcast, you're supposed to pull a lever and then the ape falls down or something happens.
That's it. Very, very interesting, because if you own a Popeye cabinet and you take the control panel off, you'll see there is a hole drilled out for a second button. So it got that far. Now, I always thought, because Sky Skipper has 2 buttons, that they were going to put Sky Skipper in that cabinet, because that's the only game with 2 buttons. So that's interesting. So there was a part in the game where you were going to pull a lever, and that second button would have pulled that lever, and they dropped it. That's very, very interesting, because I always thought that hole would have been for Sky Skipper, that either the speed or the bomb button. Interesting.
No. Right. Nintendo always farmed out their coding. So the design... Ikegami, the design, the graphics, the gameplay, but the actual physical coding, they always farmed out. It wasn't until the SNES games when they got in-house coders, developers.
I thought it was Donkey Kong Jr. was the first in-house Nintendo game.
Oh, apparently not. Just listen to podcasts. They said right up until the NES, they were using people like How Laboratories, is it, and somebody else.
Ikegami. Oh, I did know that. I knew that Ikegami did all their early games. Yeah.
So, influences on Donkey Kong. This is Miyamoto. This is his first game, remember, ever. He was inspired by Pac-Man because it was a maze. Because like the first level is almost like a maze. Pac-Man, because you're collecting things. And Space Panic as well, because of the platform. And Crazy Climber. Miyamoto wanted a single screen Crazy Climber type game. You kept going up and up and up, but they couldn't do it with the hardware. So it was Ikegami that came up with the 4 levels. 4 disparate levels, and the jump button. 90% confirmed this, that Ikegami created the jump button.
Yeah.
Because they needed to do it all with one button on the radar scope panel. They placed the hammers so you could jump and get the hammers. But this is very, very interesting, right? They needed a small detailed sprite to fill this game up. A small detailed sprite in 16 by 16 blocks. So they made a man. To make his mouth stand out, they gave him a moustache.
Made a moustache, yeah.
To make no animation on the hair, they gave him a hat. To make his arms more prominent, they gave him blue overalls. And to make his hands visible when it's moving, they gave him white gloves. And they called him Mario.
Michael Jackson.
Mario.
Oh, I thought you said Michael Jackson, sorry.
Yeah, it was never called Mario in development. It's called Osan, middle-aged man, or Jumpman in Japanese, which that made it into service manuals, the name Jumpman, and onto some early cab instructions. But it was never called Jumpman physically. It was always called Mario right from the start. That's another myth. And he was named after Mario Segal, the landlord. That is true. He was a carpenter, I think, for the first game, maybe, and then because he's knocking all the pegs out of the
Rivets.
Rivet. That's the word. Rivets. Yeah. So the name Donkey Kong, right? This is truth, verified truth. It's not Monkey Kong, where there's like a myth where the facts came through as Monkey Kong. There's a guy, an export manager at the time, Shinichi Tadori, was given the task of naming the game. He had to call it something Kong. Because he was told that the name Kong is slang. It's slang for Japanese. It's slang for gorilla in Japanese. So Kong is like a generic name. And he kept coming up with names and names and names, and he found donkey, which is stubborn and grumpy in Japanese. So he's got, really it translates grumpy gorilla, Donkey Kong. And that is 100% true. So export manager, because he knew a bit of English, because he was they said, can you come up with something that appealed to the American audience as well? So that's where Donkey Kong, stubborn ape.
Yeah. That is interesting. I did know a lot of that. There's a couple of bits in there that has come to light that I didn't know. But yeah, that is very interesting, Shaun, and well worth a listen if you haven't listened to it. Is They Create Worlds?
Yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes.
Fantastic podcast. I mean, it's been going, I don't know, about 7 years now, and some of the earlier ones are probably the best in my mind because they delve really deep into corporate companies, the history of corporate companies like Sega, Nintendo, and I find that absolutely fascinating. And the whole arcade world or scene, if you like, has been around a lot longer than people think. It's just that our interest is in video games, and that was really a little snippet, a little window in the life of an arcade, because they go back hundreds of years, and there's all over that time. In that time, there's been hundreds of different contraptions made to draw punters in to spend their money. And it just so happened that the microchip revolution really was made responsible for the video game, because they became cheap to produce. You know. Yeah,
there's a book that Alan Meads wrote called Arcade Britannia. That goes right back to like the almost just like the 1500s, where these travelling fairs turned up. What were they called? They were called the journey folk, the travelling folk, or something. And they were like prevalent right up to the 1970s kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put a link in the show notes for that. I'm looking at the book now, Arcade Britannia. It's a great read.
Excellent.
Right, I'll shut up now. You can.
Oh, that's good, mate. Very interesting. I have been down to the Arcade Archive. Went down there on Sunday because my good friends Tony Temple, the arcade blogger, Missile Command world champion, and Ollie Mosesi were doing a talk on arcade raids, which is absolutely fascinating, and I've been on a few, so I wanted to go down there and support those guys and just listen to the stories, because there's a lot of stuff I hadn't heard. So that was absolutely fascinating. It was a full house, sold out. It was a great day. It was great to be back down there, see familiar faces, see the Arcade Archive again. They've got some new machines in there. Just picked up a Nintendo R-Type dedicated cabinet. I noticed Sega Virtual Fighter, and they had a 720.
All right.
Yeah, 720 cab in there. So all new games in there. So they're constantly rotating, constantly keeping it fresh, and it's absolutely brilliant to see. Really, really cool. And of course, they've been developing the Pump House, which was the Pump House, into their new storage area stroke kind of studio, where I think they're going to be doing a lot of their videos from, where they're restoring a lot of their cabinets and computers and whatnot. But yes, I mean, they've made so much progress since I was last there. Yeah, it was a really fun day, and just want to say thanks to everyone that came up to me and said hello. It was lovely to be there, and yeah, it was just great atmosphere. Really, really cool day. And then the weekend before that, I had my good friend Paul Buller come over. He's such a diamond, that bloke, honestly. He come over the whole day and just helped me rewire and sort out my Neo Geo Lords Veil, because I did a transplant from my old one, which was backloading and it had that horrible button layout, to my new one, which was an empty shell. I did most of the transplant, but he just helped me with some of the wiring around the credit. There's like a daughter board for the credit counter, not the credit counter, the coin mech. And I didn't know whether I needed a lot of that or whether I could get rid of all of that. And he just came and chopped all that out and did some soldering and just helped me out with a lot of stuff that I'm not that good at, because I've got sausages for fingers, Shaun. And I realised that I absolutely hate working on cabs now. I really do. I don't enjoy it. I don't know. I want to be playing the games. You know what it is, mate? If I'm at work all day, a lot of the time I'm bent over. If I'm building a really long wall, sometimes I can be bent over for like 3 or 4 days in a row until the wall gets to a height where I'm slowly standing up. So my back over the years, you imagine I've been doing that since I was 16. I do get backache a lot. And working in a cabinet gives me backache. It's cramped conditions, it's dark. All the little screws keep falling out my hands and I have to get the magnet out and try finding them. And, you know, it was just a nightmare, because I actually thought when I swapped the monitor from one Lord's Veil to the next, it would be straightforward, but it wasn't, because they're different sizes. Only slightly, but enough to throw the angle of the monitor out. So I had to drill new holes to get the angle of the monitor right, so the glass fits in where it's supposed to go. And it was just an absolute pain in the butt. It really was. But it's all done now, thanks to Paul coming over and helping me sort that out. And also Oliver Mosesi come over, aka Alpha One, because he loaned me his Atari Assault. But the O-rings and that had all deteriorated, so he's come over with some new O-rings, and they're pinball ones, they're NOS. He's fitted those, but it's too stiff now. It's just too uncomfortable. You know, it just doesn't. It's like when you get a new Wicco stick for Robotron, they then half need some working in before you can really get back into the game with ease. So unfortunately, yes, I don't know. He's going to have to. I don't think you can work that in. Robotron's different because you really work the game, but with that, it's got 2 joysticks like Battlezone, and you're only really going up and down with it. So I can't really see them getting worn in for quite a while. So I suggested he took them out and put maybe some sort of foam in there, you know, sticky foam around. Because it really is only making up the gap between the joystick and the micro switches. It's just a gap filler, really. It's all it's doing. But the game's cool. You know, the game's running, and the game's great. But it's not going to be in there for that long, Shaun. I'm going to do a video on it, and then I'm going to move it on. So I'm hoping soon I'll get my Grail cabinet, my Grail game.
Which is...
Well, it wouldn't be a Grail, would it, if I told you?
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
Grails are secrets until you find it.
You did mention there NOS. Explain to the listeners what NOS is.
NOS, new old stock.
Yeah, so you find old stock that has been unused, like a very old, like a joystick that's still in its packaging from 1984, that kind of thing. That is new old stock.
New old stock. So basically, it was made, I don't know, 10, could be 5 years ago, could be 20, 30, 40 years ago, and it's never been sold, and it's still in its box. So it's unused, but it's old. So it's new old stock.
Yeah, it's good, that, isn't it?
So yeah, and I've started working on my Space Firebird. I'm really excited about this because Mark finally fixed it, bless him. He had to go through the whole board set. I brought 2 cabs in the kind of hope that I could create one really good looking cab out of the 2, because they were both in such a bad state. So I had 2 board sets, 2 monitors, gave them both to Mark. He went through the whole lot, literally through the whole board. He must have replaced every chip on it. He reckoned it must have got fried. Someone must have plugged it in the wrong way round, because he said he had to change pretty much every chip on that board. Yeah. And it took him forever. And it was kind of sold to me as kind of working, whatever that means. but it was nowhere near working. It was dead as a dodo. So that took him a long time. But, you know, as I always say to him, I'm not in a rush. Just do it when you can do it. But he enjoys it because a lot of his work, his bread and butter is working on laptops. So going back to this old stuff is actually quite nice for him. It's easy, you know, it's easy to work with. So he got those going. So I got the whole thing back. I've got the whole casket, the iron casket, which the monitor sits in and the game boards sit in and the joysticks. Got 2 working boards, but only 1 working monitor. But that's okay. I'll keep the other monitor as a spare. And I've got another casket, which I've sent off to be shot blasted and powder coated. So when that comes back, I'll transplant all of that stuff into that one. So I'll have a brand new looking cocktail machine, which I love. Because a lot of those cocktail machines are covered in rust. They're pitted with rust all over them, and I don't like that. You know, I want it all nice. I don't do rust and I don't do rot. I just want to make it look nice. And it would last forever then. Do you know what I mean? It needs it. Because the rust only gets worse. So, and I've got the legs that I need to send off to my mate Fraser. He's got a polishing kit. He's going to do the legs for me because they're aluminium, not chrome. They're ali. So they need to be polished up. He's got a nice big buffer. He can buff them up and make him look brand new.
I need my legs polishing, you know.
Yeah, your whole body needs polishing.
Yeah.
You could just walk through one of those car washes, Shaun. Have you ever tried that?
No, I haven't.
No, try it.
I could shave my legs. That's better, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Be a bit odd though, mate. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the old Space Firebird. I used to own it years ago. It's a cracking game. I love Space Firebird.
It's unusual, isn't it? It's an unusual Galaxian.
Yeah, well, you played it in Maine, which is not the place to play Space Firebird because it's missing the starfield. It's missing a lot of the sound effects. It doesn't play great. You got to play it on an original cabinet, Shaun.
Right, perhaps that's what I was missing then.
Yeah, I remember when you did it for the podcast and you gave it a terrible review. So it's okay. You can be honest with me.
I can't.
You can tell me how you really feel about it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But maybe if, like you said, I played it on original hardware, it would be a different thing.
Yeah, I think it's better than Mooncrester.
Oh, I don't know about that. Mooncrest has got a space in my heart. I don't know what it is.
Well, there you go.
I used to have I used to have that. There was a ringtone.
Yeah, you got nostalgia for it. I got nostalgia for Firebird. But it's a better game. It's a better game. Let's not argue. Let's not have an argument. It is better.
It's subjective, isn't it? Yeah.
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 Right, moving on.
Podcast pickups.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. This is Mark Happy Dude. We missed his very nice feedback from last month even. So I'm going to read it out. Hello, 10 Pence 2.0. Once again, you produced another great podcast. You were asking for our arcade pickups to be sent in. Well, at least one of these prevented me from putting in a Stride score. Stride was one of my favourite Mega Drive games, which was as close to arcade perfect as it could be at the time. I did play it in the arcade, but only once as I completed on the console, so I could get a high score. Back to my pickups. This is good, right? He's got a Neo Geo mini pad that has made it work on a Vectrex.
Oh, what?
A Neo Geo mini pad, you can see.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's cool.
And he prefers it to the original.
Yeah, I've got a Vec Adapt, and you can plug in Mega Drive controllers to it. And I guess you can get a Mega Drive to SNES adapter, so you could use SNES arcade stick on the Vectrex if I wanted to.
But that sort of, it's like a mini bat top thing, isn't it? It can be quite tough on your thumb, can't it, after a while?
Can be, yeah.
I remember it being back in the day.
Not if you've got VertVix sticks.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Then his second pickup was one that kept me occupied the most. I bought my first pinball. It's not me, Mark. It took an early morning drive down to Leamington Spa with Tronads. The drive down was good, the drive back not so good. Funnily enough, it did end up being good in the end because he purchased his first pinball, Revenge from Mars. That's a weird game, isn't it? Anyway, keep up the good work, chaps. The chemistry between you is awesome. And it comes across the airwaves really good. Really good. Your podcast gets 10 continues from me.
Brilliant.
AKA
You know what?
Mark Happy Dude. Thank you, mate.
I was looking at getting one of those. That's the one with the Pepper's Ghost effect, isn't it?
Yeah, they only did 2 of them. It's called
Yeah.
something Pinball 2000. They did that and a Star Wars.
Yeah, because it's quite short, and I think that would work quite well in my games room. I am on the lookout for a pinball, kind of. Right? I ain't got the money for one, but I would love one. But that one there actually would take up less space because it is kind of a bit of like a cabaret pinball, isn't it?
Yeah,
Quite stubby.
It's hard to get used to because I think like the Pepper's Ghost thing, some of the animations like float over the playfield, and it is a bit disconcerting for a start.
Right. Cool. Tim Keeling. Sure, I met Tim at the Arcade Archive on Sunday. Hi, Shaun and Alex. Here are some pics of my latest pickup. It's a Zachariah The Invader's cocktail. Although I saw loads of The Invader uprights, I don't ever remember seeing a cocktail. So when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. A bit silly of me to buy it, I guess, as I already own a Taito Space Invaders upright and an Invader's Revenge upright. But there you go. I have got the legs for it because apparently, well, looking at that picture, there is none. But I think I'm going to leave them off, as it would make the table 8 inches higher and would impair my TV viewing. It's currently sat on a couple of pieces of wood to enable air to get into the vents that's underneath. The guy I brought it from also installed a J-Rock in my Defender that hasn't worked since I bought it 5 years ago. So now I have 2 machines to play. Keep up the good work, chaps, from Tim Keeling. Tim, that is an amazing looking machine. I love the coin door. It's got the Zachariah embossed, bit like my Defender. It's got the Williams embossed because they were a pinball company. They used the pinball doors on a lot of the arcade machines. Did you know that, Shaun? And the later
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's a Williams pinball coin door on the early Defenders. They're the ones you want because they're kind of it's not alley. I think it's polished chrome, and they look really nice. And that's got similar, as I can see there, similar coin door, but Zachariah. It's very nice. But I think you need to put legs on it, dude. Why don't you put it on longer legs so it's higher than the TV, and then you can see underneath it.
Yeah,
And then you can stand up and play it.
just get bean bags.
Yeah,
Just watch your telly on bean bags. You can
it's cool.
Yeah, very nice.
I love the buttons. It looks like it's got leaf buttons there, which is nice. Yeah, lovely little machine.
It's Paul Higgins' Asteroids. There's 2 pictures in there. It looks really good. It needs a bit of touch up on the artwork, but yeah, it's really good. I've put it on the website. I've put it in the show notes, but probably I'll delete it.
I don't think it's an Asteroids cab either. I think it's an Asteroids Deluxe because I've been in. It is because he's been after one for ages, and he's just recently got it. And he messaged me because it's got a normal fluorescent tube in it. And it should have a black light tube in it, and he was asking me where I get black lights from. And I said, well, all you need to do is measure the length, and that determines the bulb that you need. I know this because I went looking for one for my Astra Blaster. I went into a light shop in Hampton Hill, and he said, well, all you need to do is just measure the distance, and that determines the bulb you need. So he sent me the measurements, and I found a link to a black light for his Asteroids Deluxe because it has 2 bulbs in there. A black light and a normal bulb, I think. So yeah, have a look at that. I can't see because Shaun hasn't put the pictures in here, but I have seen the cab. It is a beautiful looking machine. Probably one of my favourite dedicated arcade machines. in terms of look-wise. It's in
They
my
are
top,
on the website. They're on the website.
Yeah, it is in my top 5 looking cabinets and game. So yeah, great pick up there, Paul.
Friendly shout-outs.
Which shout outs Chris and James Wise Mids for their Retro Asylum playthrough podcast. I met them at Arcade Club Bury. And Mitsuyama Stephen Bell. I said, what's the name? Why are you called Mitsuyama? Well, he said he wanted a Japanese name and he liked it, and he couldn't call himself like Kawasaki or something like that. So he made up Mitsuyama to be like a Japanese style game. That's good, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm not with you. You met up with the Retro Asylum podcast.
Yeah, guys. And Mitsuyama as well. Sorry, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other guy.
Is he part of the podcast?
No, he's not. No, he's
okay.
Plays our games.
Right.
But that's where he got his name from. It's sort of a made-up Japanese name.
Oh, interesting. What was it, Retro Asylum guys? Were they cool?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I get on well with them both.
Yeah,
I haven't really met Chris much, but I get on well. I see James.
Great podcast. Probably one of my favourite podcasts to listen to.
Really
good.
This is the playthrough one. Do you listen to that?
Oh, what's the difference? What they're playing through games?
Yeah, a whole game. Like say, okay. The Legend of Zelda, they go all the way through it.
Oh, I didn't know. So this is like a sister podcast, is it? Or is it on the main? Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to shout out to Paul Buller for being such a trooper and helping me sort out my Neo Geo. And Ollie, who was stuck in traffic all day. He was about 3 hours late getting to mine just to come up to fix. I know it's his game, but he came up to fix the O-rings on it, just so I could play it and do a video on it, which I will do. I'm going to do a video on it for my channel. But yeah, thanks guys for coming up and just spending the day with me. It's just nice hanging out with you guys for the day. It's really, really cool.
Let's give a shout out to Shaun and Jim at the Pie Factory podcast for hitting 150 episodes. I think I've listened to all of them, Yeah, really good podcast.
Yeah.
Very good. A good chat they have, and then they talk about the games. Yeah, they always pick 2 games an episode, and you've got to find the common link between them. They'll pick like really weird ones, like I don't know, Firefox, the Laserdisc game, and Circus Charlie, and you've got to find what's the
what the link is.
Yeah, maybe not them two, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and so it could be something like a developer's been involved with both of them, sound engineer or something like that.
Yeah, it can be a bit obscure. And a shout out to Vic for his Substack, because I've been looking at the Substack chat, his chat, and he hasn't done anything for a while, but it's just the chat. There's a main part of the Substack where he's got all of his posts. I haven't seen that until about 2 hours ago. There's loads on there.
Oh, really? I don't think I knew about that either. I just thought he'd post stuff and then you comment on his post. Is that how it works?
It is, but I wasn't commenting on the post. I was in the chat, and I didn't know there was another button that you press where he's put loads more content in it. So I will check that out. He's doing loads of stuff, and I thought he hadn't done anything for a few months because the chat went dead.
I think I'm the same, mate. I think because he just posted a Neo Geo CD he picked up that he's repaired, and he's got into his Neo Geo now, hasn't he? Which is cool.
Yeah, publications, that's it. You view publications.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Check that out. Definitely have a look through that tonight.
Shout out to Vic.
Listener feedback.
And also feedback. Feedback, feed in your bag. Feed in your bag. Bag. All right, Stacey King. He's put... After a stressful day with my dad chilling in the garden with a beer or 3, listening to the last 40 minutes of this month's podcast. He's got a beer, and there's like a log fire. It's not a log fire. That looks like he's set his house on fire, mate.
Looks like a wheelbarrow.
Has he set his house on fire there? That's a bit extreme for a podcast. Yeah. I'll go with it. Yeah, well done, mate. Yes, that's all right. Good chill out that.
We got Luke Haywick. Helwick.
Yeah.
He's talking about Nitro Ball. He says, I really like this game for some reason. I don't know why he says for some reason. It is a good game. It's great fun. Yeah, he really, really enjoyed it. And then Mr. Funk. This series popped up on my feed last night. It's pretty cool. He's delving into costs to beat a game. And Contra is next, which will be an interesting watch. He's added you to there, Shaun. He's a big Midway 90s fan, but I suspect he may expand his horizons eventually. He's talking about a YouTube video by some guy. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. Well, watched through a couple of them. And he plays a game like how many credits, how many like 10p's, like I don't know, like Simpsons. Like you credit through that, and it's like $19 or something to get through.
Oh, okay.
It's
How
one
much
of them.
it cost to finish the game? I
Yeah.
got you. That's interesting. Yeah. See, I'm not a fan of that kind of mechanic of coin munching because that's what it was. Coin munching. Kids weren't interested in the score anymore, which arcades took from pinball. They were just interested in finishing the game.
Yeah.
And that it took a lot of the fun out of it for me. Yeah, they looked better. They looked fantastic. Graphics and everything else, the sound's great, but I don't know, just when you take away the score, you kind of lose a huge part of the game. You know?
I think they're just on about. They'll have a few beers and like go around like a 4-player Turtles and just play through it. Just like have a laugh and just play through it, credit through it, especially in arcade club where it's free.
Yeah.
I think there's a 6-player X-Men. 6-player. It's as big as like this room. It's huge. It's wide.
I've seen it. Yeah.
So it's just I think different, and it's some
Beer and fun. Yeah.
Yeah, something I'm not that interested in. Jimmy on the chat said, caught up with the latest podcast yesterday. It's going from strength to strength. Thank you, mate. I didn't know you liked a bit of blues music. Yeah, I haven't listened to it to a while, to be fair.
He's a blues man. He's a deep southern blues man. No, actually, he's a deep northern blues man.
I got blues, like. I'm retired and I got the blues. You're right, yeah. If I'd known I'd given you a heads up, and there's a gig I could have gone to. Jaron Paxton, amazing musician. He's on Jules Holland last year.
Cool. I'll check that out. We've got Niall, Dr. Goggles. Thanks for reading out my message. Alex's adventures with car crashes, frogs and snakes. Are you sure he hasn't just been eating mouldy bread and playing Frogger? Looking forward to hearing about him falling off a log next month. Well, you just heard it here, mate. I just had a frying pan knocked over my head.
Oh, God. One Punch Ronnie's driving in a car. But you would drive in a car, wouldn't you?
No, you could be wind walking. You ever done that? Where they strap you to the top. Who did that? I think Ollie did it, or Roger did it. They strapped themselves to the top of an aeroplane.
No way.
Yeah, and you're on the wings of they call it wind walking. And you just strapped to the top. I couldn't do it, not on a plane. They do loop the loop and everything. But I think they do it on a car as well. You can be strapped to the top of the car. But we're not talking about that. He's driving.
And he says, look at the dust and fingerprints on his display. Our podcast is in and all that. It does pick up dust though, doesn't it, a photo? As soon as Alex mentioned VR and elevator, I knew he was talking about Rich's plank experience.
Yeah, God, that was unbelievable. Stacey King, after watching this week's what the hell was that? Blogspo?
Must be a YouTuber.
Don't know him. On YouTube featuring Wild Guns, I really wanted to play Blood Bros. Please can you add it to the reader's picks? Don't know what that is, Stacey.
I think he's like a bit of an Operation Wolf style view shooter like a
Right.
first person
Okay.
with a crosshair kind of thing. And Brian Arrowbo's got another one for us. Just saying, he's put Boogie Wings.
Yeah, we've got to do that one because that is a classic.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
But last time I played it was with Jimmy G from the
Yeah.
podcast in Galloping Ghost in 2018. That's the last time I played it.
I'm really liking Data East games at the moment. Just discovering new ones all the time. I found another one the other day I discovered, Breakthrough. Another Data East game I've never heard of, which is really cool. It's like a horizontal shooter, but you're driving a Jeep across this landscape. But you've got a jump button to avoid obstacles and stuff. It's really, really cool. They make some fantastic games, and Boogie Wings is up there too. It's just totally bonkers game.
You've got this hawk, haven't you? It's a biplane, and you've got this
Yeah.
hawk that can go underneath it and grab stuff.
Yeah, and you can ride elephants as well, can't you? Get off the elephant and shoot around. It's really cool. Love to do that. Definitely on the list. On my channel, Kevin McCartney says, enjoyed the episode, gents. Didn't know much about Evercade and looked into their products. Interesting market segment they're into. Looking forward to Alex's adventurous videos as described. Yeah, plenty more to come, mate. Yeah, and then there's good old Dave, Retro Games Plays Badly. He says, editing? What editing? Because he's a YouTuber, and I was talking about the time it took for me to edit a video. So he doesn't edit his videos at all. So he goes, editing? What editing? Thanks for the mention. Glad you both enjoyed looking around my hidey hole because we featured his games room last month. 92 was a great year. Was at Leeds Uni, but working on the building sites weekends during the holidays. Felt like I had more money than I could spend. Just turned 18 driving my Cavalier GSI. Love that car. Great podcast thingy, chaps. Cheers, David.
Cheers, mate. Okay, this is what you've all been waiting for, kids. The most important and nutritious and tasty part of the podcast. It is the biscuit review.
Biscuit review, biscuit review. I learned about you. Biscuit review.
Fox's Fabulous. I'm doing a lot of Foxes at the minute. Fox's Fabulous Dark Chocolate Rounds. Shortcake biscuit, smooth dark chocolate. That's all it is. Chunky chocolate around a nice shortcake ring. That's all it is. Very tasty. Does the job. Very nice.
They do get featured. You're not working for them, are you, Foxes?
No. That'd be nice. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Right, moving on. We move into the year of 1983 for our featured game. And to take us back in time, we like to remember the music we were listening to back then. What were you listening to in 1983? That was a good year, Shaun.
It was. I was 13 at school. I only had access to the radio. So the ones that stood out for me were Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams.
Yeah.
Because it's a bass line again. Did. And her Rocket, Herbie Hancock.
Oh, yeah.
Did. And I later found out it was inspired by Kraftwerk Tour de France.
Yeah.
And do you remember when Michael Jackson's Thriller came out?
Yeah.
There was a long form video.
Yep.
And we've got it at school. I got like a copy of a copy of a copy VHS to play this long form video. And I looked at it on the YouTube about 2 days ago, and it's still really good. It's like the music is great. It's a great story. And it's just a fantastic package, yeah. And that was at our school. It was like gold dust. If you got that video, because I don't think they played it on mainstream telly. I don't know if they did.
They did, because I was about to say I remember staying up late to watch it.
Ah.
Yeah, but I mean that was once you'd seen it, unless you had a video player to record it, that was it. It was gone. But yeah, I do remember seeing it on TV because I remember staying up late with. I don't know if it was my family. I was hanging out with my mate's family. We watched it at his house. But yeah, it was unbelievable. Really, really cool. I mean,
Yeah,
that year is Thriller, isn't it? I mean, that's all you heard in 1983. Pretty much was Michael Jackson. You know, you
yeah,
couldn't escape it. I think that was the year. Yeah, it was the year after the royal wedding, wasn't it? The royal wedding was in 1982, I think. But I'm sure I remember Michael Jackson being played in '82, or maybe maybe it was just Thriller, the song that was released in '83. But yeah, God, what a year! I mean, I was listening to nothing but chart music. It was all about the chart music for me. I
yeah.
was
Me too. Yeah.
top of the pops regularly. I think the only chart music I wasn't listening to was the street sounds, the electro pop. So Electro 2 had come out then. I remember listening to that. Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue. I remember that song. My brother getting that single. Michael Jackson's Beat It. I remember listening to that and just hearing that guitar solo again. It's what got me into Van Halen, was Michael Jackson's Beat It.
God.
Yeah, because he played on that. And that was an incredible solo. But UK stuff for me, it was always Howard Jones, New Order, Paul Young. I remember when Paul Young brought that album out, I remember his hair. I loved his hairstyle. I remember taking the album cover into the barbers. The worst place to go is to get a haircut like Paul Young. Because all they want to do is shave it off. I was going, can you make my hair look like that? And it looked terrible. And the next day I went into school, the kids were laughing at me because it just all flopped down. It just looked rubbish.
Excellent.
But he had such a cool hairstyle. And Spandau Ballet True, I mean, I don't think at the time I liked that song. But again, it's one of those songs that was probably in the charts for about 9 weeks. And you heard it everywhere. And if you want a time machine, oh my God, that song is a time machine, because whenever that comes on, it just takes me back to a time when I used to go up from Twickenham on the 267 bus to Hammersmith to Games Workshop, which was the only one in the country right then, which was set up by Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson, who wrote those famous books, Dungeons and Dragons books. They set that Games Workshop up. And we used to go up there every Saturday to get our Citadel miniatures for our Dungeons and Dragons games. And that bus ride, I remember some bloke getting on the bus with a ghetto blaster. We were up the top, and he had that tune playing, and we heard it all the way home. So whenever I hear that, it takes me back to that bus ride to Hammersmith for our little D&D trip out to get our little figures. Do you know what I mean? That's my little time machine, and that's what I love about music.
Yeah, I used to play the little choose your own adventure books, they called, and you had a dice.
That's it, yeah. That was Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson.
Warlock
Forest of Doom.
Warlock of Fire Top Mountain. I used to play him, and then
Yeah, they're great.
It's like a save state now. I get to a certain point, and then roll the dice again, and
That's it. I've still got mine somewhere.
Have you?
My little scribbles on them. Yeah,
I had loads of them.
I've got loads. I've still got all my figures. Still got all my Citadel miniatures. They're on the shelf there. I'm looking at them now. In fact, one of them is the demigod out of Stranger Things. The first episode of Stranger Things, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and he shows this figure. It's actually not. It's not a Games Workshop figure. It's a Raoul Partha figure, but he shows it in that, and I've got that figure. It's worth a small fortune now. Made of lead. They used to make them in lead back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kept a lot. All my Spectrum games, Shaun, I've still got. All the ones that I bought with my paper round money, I've still got. In fact, if I had to sell up everything, they would be the last things to go, because they were the first things I bought with my own money. You know, every week my paper round money went on a Spectrum game. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
I've still got them all.
Yeah, wow. I think I said, like you, I'm not a collector, so I would, as the
Chucks them out.
as a Mega Drive made way for the Amiga, I got that, and as the Amiga made way for like PCs and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I had a GameCube and I give that away. I got somebody else, not give it away, sold it. I had like a Dreamcast for like a few months and then sold that on. I just played them and moved them on. So I didn't really collect anything It just,
No.
I don't really. I've got a.
Well, I did that with the Super Nintendo because they were so expensive. You wanted a new one, you had to sell the last one you played through. But I think by then the Spectrum games weren't worth anything anyway. You couldn't just trade them in. I just put them all up in the loft of my mum's house, and they were forgotten about for years until I went back, 20 years later and got them all down. So yeah, just cool. So what music are you listening to now, Shaun? We're going to do a new set.
Yeah, just now
Shaun
I'm listening to.
Tell us what he's listening to.
3 albums. Hard Floor. You would have heard of these. Hard Floor techno band. 2 decades of Hard Floor. This is a 2011 release, so that's still a long time ago. And they were famous for using 3 Roland TB303 acid machines and a Roland TR8 drum machine, all in the same song. And it's called the Hard Trance Experience instead of Experience. And that, in a club where it built up and built up and built up, is an amazing track, and that's on here. Depeche Mode, I'm still listening to this. I found this a couple of years ago. Delta Machine, 2013.
Not their best album, but
I really like it.
Do you?
I've listened to it again last week. Yeah, the ones after it have not grabbed me as much as this one. So and Burial by Burial. This guy was unknown. He was like the Banksy of the weird techno world for a couple of years until someone ousted him. And it is glitchy, atmospheric beats with chopped up vocals and sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out years later that he uses an audio mixer like Audacity, uses that to chop up the beats. He says he doesn't want the synchronized in time music. He wants it to be all organic. So that album, 2006, and I only started listening to that a while ago. So it was loads of imitators trying to copy his style, but no one came close.
Cool. I don't know of it.
Burial, yeah. And then he didn't. Yeah. He's only done 2 albums, then he's done lots of EPs and singles and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I listen to music every day. I mean, so it was quite difficult for me to think about this. And then I just thought, let's just talk about the ones I've been listening to today. So Pearl Jam, a bit on and off for me. I don't like all their stuff, but I still like them. I'm still interested in what they put out. And they put out a new album the end of last year, Dark Matter. And I was listening to that today and quite enjoying it. It's a very tight album. But it's still not the best. But if you like Pearl Jam, you'll like it. It's good, but it's not the best. But I'm enjoying it. Put it that way. So good rock grunge album, and I'm still listening to the synthwave band. Well, it's not even a band; it's just a one-man outfit, really. It's Tenor Bran, and the album's Verticality. And I think that's a fantastic. If you like synthwave, it's so cool. In fact, I use music in my YouTube videos. I reached out to the guy because I loved the album so much, and he said, "Yeah, sure, you can use the music." So I use a lot of his music, his tunes, in my videos because I think they're that good, and they complement what I'm doing in the video quite well. So yeah, I'm still listening to that. Really, really good. But yeah, I listen to music every day, mate. It's not a day that goes past where I don't listen to music, and it could be anything, whatever mood I'm in. Yeah, it's a huge part of my life, always has been.
Yeah, me too, really. Okay.
Feature game review.
Featured game review.
Yeah.
One word before we start. Sorry, kids. It's 2 words. This is Canico. They're a funny old company, is Canico. First they released Tat, to be honest, like Boggy 84 and this one Jump Coaster. And then they released Sivern on their own hardware on the Super Canico Nova system, which is fantastic. So polished, so good. It's one of my favourite shoot-'em-ups. You can be one of 3 dragons, and they've got this gun mechanic. You can fire, and if you keep your finger on the fire, you use something called a banish, which is a bar that builds up by shooting other enemies. So the banish is like a bit of a if you've got fire, it's like an extra firepower, and it's like a lightning or whatever. But that banish bar, it's just such a great idea for a single button. Then I think you've got a smart bomb on the other one. But yeah,
I played it. I haven't played that.
Sivern, yeah, I love it. And then to top it off, they are the company responsible for the Gals Panic games. You know the Gals Panic game?
Yeah, the tester boards. The boards that most UKVACers use to test to make sure their machine's working.
They're like versions of Kicks, but you uncover naked ladies when you...
Naked ladies, yeah. I don't think I've ever played a single one of those, ever.
Yeah, I tried to, but it's just so boring. But
yeah.
There's loads of Gals Panic games. So what a funny company, Kaneko. Right, this is Jump Coaster 8-way stick. I think it could be a 4-way easily. And 1 button move and jump. 4-level platform game. You need to complete each level to collect the money in the play area or collect the damsel in distress at the top of the screen. There's a roller coaster theme running through the levels, hence the name, which gives them a different look. You play a crap musketeer thief, I call him, who must weave his way around the 4 increasingly difficult levels to catch an unnamed woman zooming along in a gondola stuck on the roof. Or you could just ditch the girl and collect the money bags for more money, for more points. So I didn't collect that.
No, in fact, I swapped. I thought it was a 4-way game. I started playing it 8-way, and I thought this has got to be a 4-way game. Can't be 8-way. So I changed the gate on the joystick, and I played probably most of my time, 70% of it, 4-way.
Yeah, it is better, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Look at my score. Not great, is it? So maybe I should have stuck with 8-way.
There's 4 looping levels to endure, and they go a little bit like this. Hit it. It looks like a standard... Number 1, looks like a standard platform level with the exception of a big circular roller coaster track running through the middle which you can't ride on. That'd be nice. Monkeys ride on it, and they throw bananas at you. And yeah, the monkeys just seem like they're having fun on the coaster. You're also being chased by 2 blue cop guys. The way that I know they're cops, because if you go into the dip switches, it says cops. It says cops. That's the only way you can find out. There's a little bit of text online. More bits of coaster track is number 2. More holes in platforms to fall through. You can now get hit by random apples, which is nice. The collision detection is janky as fook, especially when collecting money bags and jumping over the blue cops. You can jump over them as they're running towards you. If they turn around mid-jump, you land on them.
Well, it's a bit like the fire on Kong, isn't it? They can do that.
Yeah. Level 3. The levels are slightly varied in terms of layouts. I'll give you that. That's all I've put for level 3. Level 4, the final level. The girl is stuck inside a gravestone in the centre of the screen. So if you did want to rescue her, you have to drop from the gondola onto her head. That's the only time I've done that. So what did you think of the gameplay, mate?
First of all, I thought it looked and played very similar to Donut Dodo, but like a prototype early revision of it. And then I thought, oh no, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it plays a little bit more like, is it Kong Strikes Back on the Spectrum with the roller coasters and stuff, which is kind of like a take on Mr. Do's Ride.
Wild Ride,
yeah, Wild Ride. So it kind of felt a little bit like that. It felt like the twitchiness of it, like Donut Dodo, and the kind of the rides taking a little bit from Mr. Do's Wild Ride kind of thing. But at first I thought, oh, okay, I want to get off this first level, and then realised after about 50 goes how difficult it was, and just got so frustrated with it. I don't think, we're going to the scores, but I didn't like it at all. I did not like it. Very graphics were basic for me as well, and the sound
colourful. I suppose animation is poor, basic. Yeah. So he makes a sound when he moves, which is like Taizo Hori in Dig Dug.
Yeah.
He makes a sound when he moves. I suppose that's all right. The music, the other sounds are basic bleeps, bloops, and crashes. Looks like they're done with like a single
Yeah.
sound chip. Music, I've just put 3 words. Switch it off.
I didn't even know there was any. I wasn't even paying much attention to the music.
Ports and sequels. I forgot me and Vic used to talk about this. There's one.
Yeah.
There's one, which is the MSX system, 1983, is a port. This version seems to have an upside down cat hanging from the roof.
Mm.
Yeah, so you've got your bananas, you got your apples. Them bananas are random. You can go under the gorilla when he's going on the railing or whatever, and he's fine. Or he fires a banana at you at point blank range, so you can't pattern it. I think Aid Online was saying you can make a pattern, but there's the random element where you can get hit by an apple or banana. Yeah.
I was just so frustrating. I didn't enjoy it. I just gave up in the end. I just couldn't get anywhere with it. I didn't think I was progressing anywhere. But I got that bonus thing at the top. What is that thing? The bag of money or whatever it is? The 10,000 point bonus?
Yeah, you're better off getting that than getting the girl,
woman.
because the girl's is 1,000.
Yeah, so you go for that, and then as soon as the second level starts, I worked out there was a little corner to the right I could get to, and then I kind of thought, well, let's play this like I played Donut Dodo. Let's, instead of trying to get the nearest ones to you, just keep moving. Just keep moving. Otherwise, things catch up with you really quickly, especially when you get the last one. Then you get a third cop that comes out, and he just hunts you down like there's no tomorrow, doesn't he? He will hunt you down, boy. And you will die. You can't escape him.
Yeah, it's very basic AI, isn't it? They just home in on you.
Yeah.
So you can kind of lead them a bit, but that being said, you get the random elements of the apples and the bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just makes it too difficult. If you took the bananas in that away, it would make it so much better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
High score countdown.
Right. We've got not many people played this. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got 16 or 17 people played this, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Right. With 6,400 points, Basil the Sane. What a brutal bee of a game. Never made it off the screen 3. Oh, we got to screen 3. I don't think I did. I think I might have done. I might have done once. It took me ages to get off screen 2. I thought,
Well, he got a very low score. He must have missed the bonus, mustn't he, for that?
He might be collecting the woman all the time. Yeah. Frustrating and fun in equal measure.
Yeah. Mr. Messi with 6,601 point. Never have I had such trouble trying to line myself up with ladders whilst under extreme time pressure, like trying to clean the windows before the wife gets home.
Mark what? No gravy. 13,600.
Dr. Goggles, 13,700.
Zestora, 14,300.
Me, 15,200. I've just put so frustrating, never got to second level. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much got the same score every time I played it for the last 10 goes. I couldn't get any higher than that. But I always got to that sort of similar score and gave up.
Old Man Steve, 17,900.
JP Barber, 1 point with 22,400. This is the opposite of Hidden Gem. This is like finding a dog egg in your garden. Even the attract mode can't be bothered. It looks like the joystick is broken. Maybe update on Sidekick.
That's his score. Yeah, have you seen the track mode? It just goes wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. I thought the game had crashed.
Yeah.
Me with 25,100. That is for playing it for hours just so I could get the 10,000 bonus and get onto level 3.
Wow.
So
You've got dedication to stick with it that long, mate.
yeah.
I just kept going back to Nitro Ball. One Punch Rob, 26,300. Collision detection is way off. I have walked right through bags and stood in front of them and not picked them up. Too many enemies to keep track of that just appear at random points at times. Nope. And did you notice the money bag at the top? Even when you got to the top of the ladder, you had to jiggle the joystick about for you to get it.
Yeah, they're all in different.
It just
must be something to do with the collision table that the
Yeah.
game has. That one you have to be directly in the middle. The one on level 2 you can get it from the side.
yeah.
Because I played through it. The one on level 3 is somewhere else. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? What are we doing now? Beanie, 27,200. 2 points.
Majok, 3 points with 27,500.
He is Jimmy. He's doing well. 4 points, 37,100. I normally like a crap game, but this one's four for me to enjoy. Name a game with worse collision detection, random chance of death when you run under the monkey. And if a game has a roller coaster, I want to be riding it, not just being killed by it. That's good, that.
All right, I can't believe this. Sal Bug, 5 points with 39,900. He says, right, I'm reading this out, exactly how he's written this, right? Awesome gameplay, amazing graphics, stunning sound, rock solid collision detection, and breathtaking attract mode. Whoever chose this epic game gets the gold star from me. Who is this clown? Who is this peacock? What planet is he on?
He does love
what
his janky
universe is he in?
He loves his janky games. He loves like Kangaroo and that. He loves his janky games. JOM, good player here. 6 points, 41,300.
Mitsuyama, Stephen Bell, 7 points with 60,900. My score got me to level 2 on the second loop. This game is frustrating. The ladder mechanics are janky and the collision detection is all over the place. But something kept me coming back for more. It was good meeting you at AC Berry a couple of weeks ago.
You got into the right nasty voice now, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah. God damn it. Mr. Berserker. He's got 8 points. He's number 3 in the charts. 71,300. This game has absolutely no merit. And people rubbish blueprint. I had to turn the volume off. All I wanted to do was punch the screen. It really is rubbish. He's done well, though.
But yeah, he kept playing. You got 71,000. You must have liked something about it. Rygar, 9 points with 71,700. Third board. Second time round, might as well be a kill screen. You get bananaed as soon as you start. I've had enough of Jump Coaster. Roll on next month's game. Such a horribly irritating travesty of entertainment.
Oh dear. 8 Skyway. 10 points. All them top 3 are in within 1,000 points, aren't they? 72,100. This was my best ever effort. Even if you can get a pattern down to get through each level, you still need to rely on luck every game. Those bananas are unpredictable. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you go, kids. Okay, we missed a score. We missed Tony Riccardi's score. We got 69,200, which puts him in 4th. So I will add that into the podcast high score table and redo it. So that should be going live on Thursday or Friday, corrected. But for this podcast, we'll just mention it at the bottom of the countdown. And following that, I've put the league high score table in. Just the top 10, because it's very close. This is halfway through the year now. We're just done June, aren't we? So we've got possibly 7 games to go. Position number 1, Rygar, 52 points. This is all on the website, by the way. Just go 10 Pence Arcade and look in the images tab. Not the images, the high score tab. Number 2 is Mr. Berserker with 51 points. Number 3 is Aid Skyway with 44 points. I think he dropped a few points because he didn't like Strider, because he didn't play Strider. I think he dropped a few points there. Beanie, a new player, is playing really well. 26 points in 4th. Mitsuyama, 22 points in 5th. Jimmy's doing well again. 20 points in 6th. Salbog, 18 points in 7th. You're in 8th, mate, with 17 points.
I want to get in the top 5.
Mr. Messi's got joint 9th is Mr. Messi and Dr. Goggles with 15 points. And joint 10th is me and One Punch Rob with 13 points.
Cool.
I've played 6 games and got 13 points. Oh, my word.
Wow.
How many 10p's would you put in this?
Oh, how many wasted 10p's?
Yeah.
Obviously, I put a lot into play this game, but back in the day, I probably would have put 20p in. 20p. That's it for me. That's all it gets. 2.
I've put 2 awful games. So sorry.
Yeah.
The first level plays okay. Actually plays all right, the first level. And you think, you just got to watch for that banana. And then the next level thing going on, this is a bit unfair. There's stuff going on that you can't control. Yeah. I do like a bit of random in games. I think that adds something to it, but this was unfair.
Unfair and too difficult. Other than that, I think if they just notched that down a bit, it would have been a lot more fun. Just too hard. You know, and there's no way you would have put any more than 20p in that game back in the day. Because it doesn't do anything special. It doesn't look great. Doesn't sound great. And if you can't get off the first level, there's no way you would have put any more money in that.
Yeah.
You know.
I know what you mean.
Next show's game.
So let's see if we can redeem ourselves with this next pick.
We will.
Your pick, mate. What have you got? I know what you've got, but tell the lovely listeners.
Considering I've just got the port onto the MVS, I've picked Shinobi by Sega, 1987. It's the default Shinobi, set 6, system 16A, unprotected, lives 3, difficulty normal, enemy bullet speed slow.
I've checked that everywhere. Twin Galaxies, Arcade, Raspberry Pi. That for that set 6, system 16A is for the Raspberry Pi. In case you get loads of. Sometimes I've got mine set up and I've got loads of different variations of each game. So that is set 6.
Set 6.
But the ROM is just Shinobi, so that's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. So it's SHINOBI, just Shinobi. So if you get that ROM, that's your what we call parent ROM. The deadline to put your score in is Saturday, June the 5th, July the 5th even, 5 p.m. UK time.
Cool.
Right, yes, thank you everyone for playing. Yeah, whoa, forgot this. I'm so organised, mate. It's frightening. So to submit your score, I've done that bit. Deadline, done that bit. If you do want to submit a score, please carry on playing, even though this one wasn't the best game ever. Carry on playing. We do like your scores. So Sidekick app in the 10 pence club section. May you get it in there. Email biscuits@10pencearcade.com. Facebook as a comment 10pencearcade. Facebook.com/10pencearcade. Or was all one word as a comment on the podcast post. UKVAC if you're on that. If you can put a post on the feed. No submissions from console or computer compilations as they may be different. The exception to this is the Evercade system, as they use legit ROMs. No continues, obviously. And I've sort of jumped ahead and looked at Pete Hahn did a world record in 2017, and he put it on Twin Galaxies, and I found it on his site. So that is really worth watching. How he plays is just incredible.
Right,
really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one because I've never put enough time into the Shinobi. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's a quality game. It's hard, but it is a quality game.
Yeah, and we've got so many more quality games to come. I've got so many I want to play. It's never going to end.
Yeah.
It's never going to end. We're just going to be skin and bone
Yeah.
This game's.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Well, good podcast as always. Thank you guys for listening. Anything else, Shaun?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's good podcasting with you, Matt. I enjoy it every month. It's a good laugh,
Yeah.
isn't it? And we have a good time, and hopefully we will recover from some poor decisions by somebody.
I'm sure there'll be plenty more by the end of the year, knowing you. But that's what it's about, though, isn't it? Discovering the best and the worst.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
You got to try them out, and obviously, I may think a game's great, and other people may not like it at all. So sometimes it's just down to taste. But I don't know where Sal Bug gets his taste from. He certainly doesn't go to Waitrose, does he?
Waitrose is a posh UK. It's a very upmarket UK supermarket.
Yeah, he goes to Happy Shopper.
Yeah.
The cheap end. Because he likes his janky games. Well,
yeah, janky shops, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Shaun. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, mate. Thank you much.
Cling clatter down the slot. Neon lights dance like a robot. Pixel dreams and 8-bit hues. Chasing high scores, paying dues. Vix escaped his Iron Maiden. Now he's playing Ninja Gaiden. Vic loves to fix joysticks. Alex prefers to lay some brakes. At the 10-pence arcade, life's a game that's homemade. Sharing smiles as prizes fade. Living moments never paid. Shaun is enjoying his dreams, eating the latest custard creams. Shaun is setting the pace, shooting aliens right in the face. Tickets pour out like a stream, feeding childhood's endless dream. Every win a fleeting flight, arcade